Boo! All right, got your attention, right? So, been given some thought to something. How we, as human beings, love being scared. I mean, seriously. Hollywood makes hundreds of millions of dollars on scaring people. And we have holidays that do that. And it's kind of all leads to our way of kind of inoculating us to the whole thought of, our souls, our conscious passing on. I mean, we get that, right? I mean, it's pretty basic. It's the inevitability of us all. As one young lad, fifth grader, famous quotes was, "What is your concept of time?" And the answers were, waiting for Christmas or my birthday. And one young man wrote, "Time, the unstoppable, inevitable march that eventually leads to all of our demises." Don't know where that kid is being raised, but that is a child who is aware. And we all understand the whole thing about soul frequency. I mean, listen, it is one of the things that I am really deep into the research. And it's amazing what you begin to find out when you start unlocking those codes. So here's a question for you. What about ghost? I mean, really, have you stopped and thought about this? There are enough shows on cable television exploring, documenting, recording, analyzing ghost. Listen, I had an encounter when I was 6 years old. I remember Christmas Eve being awakened. My brother and I lived with our grandparents in Santa Clara, California, and I remember being awakened by my aunt and her telling me that, she loved me and that she would always look over me. Well, I didn't think anything about it, went back to sleep. Well, what we found out about no more than an hour later, we got a phone call, and my aunt had been hit by a drunk driver and had passed on. So that's my story. If you have one, let me know what it is. I'd love to hear it. I think that would be something, because there is something to this. No matter what your position is on this, there is something to this. I mean, we're getting equipment now that is becoming so sensitive, not only just to the entire light spectrum, but boy, I mean, talk about identifying energies, frequencies. We're doing it. We've seen in the past, though, pictures that apparently some people have the ability to do. I often have this question about when I see pictures like this. Now, some you can question, others, but I mean, that's a hat. You can say, well, I don't see any other hat there that it could be reflecting off of. And, some are just really ambiguous. I mean, I really don't know what that is, but, you can make out something. And then you always get the Addams Family house. Today, in today's market, that's a flipper's dream. I mean, they'd absolutely come in and swoop that one up. And then you always have the one about cemeteries, and how, they're spooky and etc. Well, I can tell you, I did spend the night in a cemetery. I was 16 years old, and I spent that with Dr. Timothy Leary. Didn't see any ghosts, saw a lot of other stuff, but I cannot account any of it to quote unquote spirits of the dead. But nevertheless, there is something here. I mean, whether it's residual energy of past lives, I don't know. Again, I'm telling you, these type of houses don't exist anymore. They're either being flipped or they're being stripped of all the craftsmanship in the inside. But no doubt, this is an energy. It's a force, and it is a frequency. And it's one that I wonder about because why? Why are they still here? What is it that either these are actual souls, residual energy, something? I mean, we know that you can film demons. I mean, I clearly think that this is a demon. And I think that this child over here is crying when the rest of the asleep adults have no idea that one of these two people is being followed by a demon. I mean, that's the only thing you can come down to the analysis of it. And we do know they attack. I mean, listen, folks, go back and look at my Lilith video. This is the evidence of people who have been attacked, which I believe are succubuses or incubuses. Clear evidence. And, you know, whether you want to believe in this or not, I mean, these people obviously have experienced something, bite marks, burn marks, scratch marks. It makes you think, but then again, it makes you think, why no friendly ghost? Why are they all bad? I mean, does this say that all of us good ones, we get to go over? I mean, I don't know, but you have to admit, it's one that you have to go, And then, you know, you see it sometimes in the most bizarre things. I mean, what's this cat here for? I mean, but does he just go around to burning buildings? I don't know. Maybe that's his thing. And then there's others that, well, you just don't really know what's there. By the way, there seems to be this weird thing about no aging. I mean, why would there be a baby? Or is that a baby? You know, there's some freaky stuff that we have seen and things that have been caught. And you wonder sometimes. I have a question that I've often asked. How does a ghost know it's standing on a floor? I mean, if it can pass through a wall, couldn't it pass through a floor? How would it know that it's on a floor? But getting back to the point, so if this is an energy, right? If this is something that is from us, or maybe other life forms, maybe they're not us at all. I don't think that that's the final resting for us. I really do not. It may be for this decaying body, but I don't believe that that's where we are. I mean, the goal, isn't it, that we all hope for is that whether you believe in heaven, whether you believe in nirvana, whether you believe in Elysium, whatever it is, that is what we all hope for. It's what all of us hope for. We're learning now that the DNA has so much more to do than just with physical body. I mean, DNA is now, I believe, will be absolutely able to be linked, mapped, and tracked to the DNA of thought. I absolutely do. I believe that there are many of us who are in fact code breakers. And I think many of us are beginning to understand that this is the ultimate power of all creation. Unmistakably. And you know, when you look at it, I love the definition of what a code breaker is on the DNA. Look at this, folks. Is this not cool? Life overcomes nothing greater than itself, minus everything. Now only seems extremely easy, jumping under something terrible, another quirkly, useless idiot crafted knives. Verily, it stayed in there to hurt openly unique goat hoarders. Do you get the idea? It's unlimited. And I think that that is what the Creator built. You've seen the videos I'm saying and putting out that it is about the DNA. Even where we come to where ghosts are concerned. I mean, most of us think that this is what we've heard, that there's a light. Well, we all hope that is the case. We hope that that is a light of enlightenment. Because we know this. If we can break down not only the DNA, but the RNA, we're starting to do something here. And it may not be in our generation, our lifetimes, may not be within the next 2-3 lifetimes of generations ahead of us. But I do believe that we will break completely the genetic code. I am absolutely convinced that this will become an experience, an experience that will absolutely be able to be documented all the way through the portal. There is a frequency of the universe, and I believe it's one that's beyond death. Absolutely do. And I believe that this is where we are heading. You know, Einstein, love this guy, said it best. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Happen to agree to him. So that frequency really is for the soul, I think, is the journey of that soul, is to find its frequency in love. I absolutely do believe that. But as back to those ghosts, maybe our ghosts are not of our kind, but of a different kind.